did Rocky tell you that Amber Heard was having an affair with Cara Delevigne while she was still married to Johnny Depp?
Yes.
It seems like Amber Heard's efforts to stay low-key and away from the public eye are failing massively, as she has found herself wrapped up in yet another scandal related to yet another cast lover. Videos of the famous supermodel Cara Delevingne have been circulating around the internet, and things are not looking good for her. She was apparently spotted behaving extremely suspiciously and bizarre outside an airport. Not only is there speculation that this is a result of substance use, but it also has Amber's name written all over it. Fans are speculating that Amber had something to do with Cara's obvious issues and are not hesitating to blame her. But what ties does Amber have to Cara's recent public scandal, and how has she responded to these accusations? Amber and Cara's friendship can be dated back to 2014, when they became friends and started partying together. Then, in 2016, the Daily Mail reported that they had started getting very close. During this time, Amber was still married to Johnny, and their friendship allegedly drove him crazy and brought about the beginning of the end of their marriage. According to reports at the time, not only was Johnny not a fan of Cara as a whole, but their friendship and party lifestyle brought with it a toll on his sleep schedule. A source had said that it didn't help that Johnny couldn't stand Cara. He found her obnoxious and disrespectful and would ask his staff to warn him when she was going to be around. He didn't like quite a few of Amber's friends, but he took a particular dislike to Cara. It was the friendship with her that started to drive him insane. Later that same year, The Sun reported that the relationship between Amber and Cara was heating up and becoming romantic. Just a few months after her divorce from Johnny, Amber and Cara's bond only grew stronger as the pair became inseparable and even stayed together at a hotel in central London for nights on end while Amber shot for her role in the Justice League movie at the time. A source told The Sun newspaper at the time, "They have been seen at the hotel in loads and are always very giggly and thick as thieves out until the early hours." But how does this history translate to Cara's present predicament? And when was it first noticed that she had a problem? Before taking the modeling industry by storm, Cara grew up in a prestigious, high society family with her father, Charles, an accomplished property developer, and her socialite mother, Pandora. She was raised in luxury with her other siblings in London. What should have been a charmed upbringing was rife with substance abuse, depression, and frequent suicidal thoughts that followed her into adulthood. Apparently, her mom, Pandora, had struggled with addictions from the age of 18 throughout most of her adult life. This had a massive impact on her life as an adult. Looking back on her mother's addiction, Cara told Esquire, "She was sick a lot, and there were times when she would leave for quite a long time and I wouldn't know where she was. It wasn't until she was much older that she realized her mom's heroin addiction. Once she was made aware of her mother's problem, Cara's world began to crumble at her feet, which made her suffer from depression and suicidal tendencies, and eventually led her to be withdrawn from school and placed in a mental facility. Not only did she have to deal with her mom's addiction, but she was also bullied in school. But instead of lashing out at her bullies, she would turn the anger on herself. To dull the pain she felt inside, she resorted to self-destructive tactics. She recalled the times she would run into the woods to smoke a pack of cigarettes before smashing her head into a tree to knock herself out or picking at her leg until it bled. And it seemed like as her career progressed, Cara found it difficult to balance her work life, the party life, and mental health issues, which may have led her down a dark path. When it seemed like her modeling fame was skyrocketing at an impressive rate, Cara began making headlines because of her partying habits and even told Vogue that it was her coping mechanism for depression. "I had to be doing things with people at all times," Cara said. "The life of the party is an easy part for me to play. It rots your insides though." And though Cara admitted she used substances while partying, she claimed that it was under control and that her workaholic habit didn't leave much room for any such activities. "I'd probably have done more drugs back then if I hadn't been working like mad," Cara added, but rumors kept swirling that Cara was a habitual user on the verge of addiction. Back in 2013, just as her modeling career was taking off, she was caught by paparazzi with a plastic bag of white powder at her feet. And in response to the incident, she said, "I was a kid, you know. I still am in so many ways, and I'm so lucky. But I think everyone needs a bit of a slap in the face and a reminder that no one is invincible. That's what it was for me. I want to be clear. I'm so far away from drugs that I couldn't possibly be further away. And whatever happened in the past is in the past. It just doesn't exist anymore." But things got significantly worse during and after the lockdown, and it seemed like her mental health suffered greatly as her substance use spiraled out of control. In May of 2022, there was footage circulating on the internet that displayed her hyperactivity and over-the-top behavior at the Billboard Music Awards, which she attended as Megan Thee Stallion's guest. In the clip, Cara appears to be under the influence as her movements were very animated and her behavior was described by many as odd, like during the red carpet where she was frantically pulling at Megan's dress to make it flow for the photographers. And again, just as Megan was going up to receive her award, we can see Cara being very fidgety and all over Megan. And even though Cara tried to deny it, we can see that she was definitely on something. The rumors of her addiction only got worse after her time on Jimmy Fallon's Tonight Show, where she performed a magic trick but appeared fidgety. Fans noticed her hands were shaking uncontrollably, but she attributed it to her nervousness. Although we can tell that something was not right, the The icing on the cake and the incident that really sent the internet into a spiral and had people very worried about her behavior was when, in early September, she was caught by the paparazzi acting very erratically outside an airport. In the clip, we can see that she's out of her element, walking around barefoot on a phone call and puffing a cigarette. She looked very disheveled and unkempt, jumping around and behaving jittery while on the call and playing with her dog. And just a few days prior, she was spotted out and about in LA, driving with a pipe in her mouth. The entire ordeal has led to a lot of fans being worried about her well-being and begging her to seek help, especially after she failed to show up to the launch of Cara Loves Carl, her own collection with legendary late designer Karl Lagerfeld, which got fans really wondering what was going on. And her friends seem so concerned for her that they are desperate for her to go to rehab. Margot Robbie was even seen leaving her Los Angeles home looking distressed. Although Robbie has not made any comments, the photos of her in tears sparked speculation that serious issues were going on with Cara, and reports emerged that Cara's loved ones were trying to stage an intervention before it was too late. But with all this being said, where does Amber come into play? Well, although it seemed like Cara had struggled with substances long before she met Amber, fans are speculating that Amber was behind her relapse. And just like we said earlier, Amber and Cara used to be party buddies and even bonded over their love for it. But there was more to that story. According to an expose by Jessica Reed, Amber was notorious for throwing adult parties for billionaires, which she hosted for men of power like Elon Musk and high-profile women like Cara. Obviously, at these parties, there were lots of drugs that neither Amber nor Cara would shy away from. But it seemed like the trio was involved in way more than just partying. According to a testimony by Amber's close friend, Joshua Drew, in November 2019, Amber was involved in a three-way affair with Elon and Cara while she was still married to Johnny Depp. So not only did Amber cheat on Johnny with several people, but she also encouraged Cara's substance use and possibly even fed her drugs, as she did to her anonymous girlfriend Gia. It seems like there's always a story to tell about everyone associated with Amber. Well, fans took to social media to wish Cara well, but this drama has sparked a lot of controversies online. Although some comments were sympathetic to her, like this one that read, "I'm not a fan, but this is heartbreaking. People don't really get addicted. I don't know if she did get herself addicted. Someone needs to do an intervention as soon as possible before she overdoses and dies. Hollywood is a dark place. I am so sad to see this, even though I am not a Cara fan. She's a human being who deserves compassion, even if she has made bad choices." There were also comments antagonizing her and saying she was the cause of her own downfall. Most addicts blame others for their addiction. Cara is to blame, and she won't get better until she looks in the mirror. And others deny that Amber was the one who made her start taking drugs, but was probably responsible for her relapse. I don't think Amber forced her or made her an addict. She probably made it very easy for her to relapse. But what do you think? Do you believe that Amber has a hand in this? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. And if you thought this video was intense, just wait till you see this next one.